Hello everybody, welcome to Rugby TV, live on Wednesdays at 9 as we bring you the very best and the highlights of, well, probably the most popular sport on the planet, rugby, club rugby, because we're in Cape Town, the most popular city in the world. So then it goes to say that the most popular sport in the most popular city in the most popular world must mean that it's the most popular sport in the whole world. Make sense? Mr. H, hello?
That means we're on the most popular show.
That's right. I like it when you like that. All right, Morgs, how you, man?
How's it, Jeff? Good to be back.
You've had a busy week, eh? Running around.
Yeah,
It's
we're running around. There's lots of rugby happening all over Cape Town.
Yeah.
From the kids, from the schoolboys to the clubs. Yeah, busy week, but enjoying it. Eh? Anything involved with rugby, we enjoy.
Well, I tell you that the school kid rugby really has been quite a busy thing. I mean, we're going to talk about that in a second. Folks, we'll of course be catching up with the highlights from Brackenfell against Hands Hearts this weekend. There was a bit of a derby match, and we're going to bring you our clip this week called the best fan in the world. Every week we seem to find a fan that just happens to be the best fan in the world, and this week we've got another special best fan in the world. A little bit later we'll also be talking about the I Love Western Province Club Rugby campaign. A lot of the administrators from the clubs are getting involved in that campaign, especially the club champs, so to speak, who can help you find different ways to get rewards and points and essentially get benefits for your club. Mr. H, you had that seminar last week. If you're a club champ, you're essentially driving your club and the fans and players around the club to participate and win, if you get the right amount of points, win stuff that ultimately you would have had to try and find a sponsor for.
Yeah, and you know what is great is that you actually engage the whole community. And the more people you engage, the better it is for the club.
Yeah.
Whether they really, you know, do what you ask them to do, but you are communicating with them.
Although I must say that you launched the club rugby campaign last year. You had a bunch of club champs there, and they all came to get their jackets. Last week we had the seminar, the social media seminar, and the club champs were invited. I didn't really see a lot of red jackets.
Yeah, no. I think, you know, some of those guys are a bit shy to wear those jackets because they did nothing.
They didn't perform.
Yeah, they didn't perform as they should have. And I'm sure that, but these guys that were there, they were very enthusiastic. So
Yeah. But I mean, obviously the secret there is, and I think if you're a club champ and you are the appointed person at your club to drive that campaign, the tip, and I'm sure Mr. H will back me up on this, and Morg, the tip is go and ask that media representative at your club that has been coming to the seminars to help you, because they know how to do all this social media interaction, the SMSing and the MMSing and uploading of the photographs and so on. And if I just mention a few of the media seminars, and I think some of the media seminar guys are also club champs.
Yeah.
If we think about, like at Elsie's River, we've got Anselin April, he came to the seminar. We've got Paddy and Carla at Brackenfell. We've got Alice at Elsie's. Yeah. We've got Keenan at Eerste at Retreat, sorry. I think Keenan Bayers. You know, and there's obviously lots more of the guys out there who are involved in the media seminars, have been coming to the seminars to teach media at your club. And teaching media at your club, folks, nowadays is not just, it's not about how you write an article for the newspaper. It's about how do you create media for your club, which ultimately leads to publicity, which ultimately leads to exposure, which ultimately gives you the great opportunity to get sponsorship. When you get sponsorship, that helps you with transformation and empowerment at your club. So that media space is about how to create media when the newspaper's not looking after you and you can't get yourself on TV. This show, of course, excluded. Morgs, but you've had quite a lot of exposure in the last few weeks to the world of social media. If you look at what's happening with the clubs, I mean, your opinion.
Yeah, James, look, I mean, obviously I said at the seminar, and there's just so much potential for these clubs. I mean, and like we discussed last week, there's so much potential, and it costs them nothing. It's a little bit of effort with one individual or two or three individuals, and it's just engaging your fans, get them to follow you on Twitter, get them to sort of like your page on Facebook and all that kind of thing. And then, you know, you send out one little message on Facebook, which costs you nothing, and you could reach all your fans, all your players. You could send out messages. You could
build your,
you know,
build your own community, so to speak.
Build your own database. Tell the guys where you're training. Tell them about the weather. Tell them if the weather's not good and you can't train. You know, all those kinds of things. Instead of the SMS, which costs money, just, you know.
Because today media is not about just media in the newspaper. Today media is everywhere. It's
everywhere. My grandson plays for Primrose, and their youth department, they send out things, whether they're not training on Friday because of the rain.
Nazim Karil.
Yeah, or, you know.
Yes, I know, I get that.
Like but it's, it makes it so much easier.
I love it when Nazim sends out newsletters because he puts everyone else's email address in the heading. So you know exactly.
Send to all.
Yeah, send to all, yes. Let's take a look at the Super League A results over the weekend. Of course, lots of action this weekend. Villagers, well, they went down to Belhar, 24-17, and we were talking about this last week. It's going to get tough. SK Warmers beating Hamiltons by 3 points. There's the big shock of the weekend. The mighty Hamiltons takes a hammer blow. Helderberg beating NNK, 18 points to 9. Belleville, well, they went down to Kelsriver, 21-13. Belleville's wheels just a little bit rumbly at the moment. Primrose beating Goodwood and Peniel Village is a solid win for them, or at least a loss for them against Collegians. Mr. H, if we jump out of the big result there, obviously, I mean, we spoke about Villagers last week. They're really battling in Super League A. They just can't seem to be getting it right. Belhar, who has been blowing hot and cold this season, and you would expect Belhar to maybe, and they played Villagers at home.
Yeah.
Just the other day, and they took a victory there. Yeah. And now they played Villagers away, and they took another victory there. But Belhar really have been blowing hot and cold. And last week I said we sort of seem to think the Villagers might bounce back. Yeah. They're not bouncing back.
No, it's a very difficult time for them at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, so there's 9 more games left. We're right at the halfway mark now.
Yeah.
And they'll have to really...
They really are going to have to crack on. I mean, if we look at the logs at the moment, especially in Super League A, and if we look at Villagers, they're second last from the bottom. And we said it last week, time is just running out. There's no question about it. SK Warmers, Morgs, that has to be the pride win of the week, or at least in Super League A, for SK Warmers to beat Hamiltons. Although they had a semi-away home game. It was an away game for both teams because they were playing Mr. H?
At City Park.
They were playing at City Park. Because
other than Munib Levy, of course, knows City Park very well. He played his rugby there at that time.
Did Munib Levy play rugby?
Yes, he played.
Just joking, Munib. I know the entire Levy family right now. And I remember when I first met Munib and Labib, they used to tell me about how they would sit in the house, and the one would be supporting the one team, and the other one was supporting the other team, and the Collegians and SK Warmers, and it was like quite a vibe in the family. But I think we have a lot of families like that. Anyway, folks, the match, of course, that we went to check out over the weekend was Brackenfell against Hands Hearts, and this is one of those matches that, well, the team certainly needed to make a move. At least, I think Hands Hearts had a little bit of a wobble. They're 7th on the log at the moment, but for Brackenfell, it was a do-or-die match, and I know that their coaches have been working very hard at trying to make a comeback. In this episode, though, or at least this highlights package, we seem to have a lot more penalties and conversions than tries, and certainly a lot of fan interaction. So here's a little highlights package with a slight difference. Check it out. Come on, Yes, you happy? Yeah, happy.
Tight. Baie hoenderbout sê. En dis baie vars op die.
Well, there you go, folks. It was a win for Brackenfell over the weekend, and for me, it was a win for the fans. The fans of Hands Hearts came out in their droves, and I suppose it's one of the challenges we still have, Mr. H, when there's Springbok games on and people can go to those other type of events and the weather is playing against you. But, I mean, the fans, you saw them yourself.
They're there. They're there. But I think they were very, very surprised by the innovation that arrived there.
Yes. Folks, you would have seen that, that little Segway is what they call it. That's where I was on my little Segway, which you sometimes see the policeman ride on. Now, that Segway, incidentally, is an off-road Segway, and it's 2 wheels that the cameraman stands on top of. You can watch highlights of that, of course, on YouTube and on the Western Province Club Rugby channel, but we'll show you that a little bit later. But yes, it is a very innovative product, and it just goes to show what we do on Cape Rugby. And if you think I'm stopping there, wait till I bring out my helicopter. Right, because there's a number anyway.
I enjoyed, you know, when I arrived there. Oh, by the way, I must tell you, asking people for my autograph, not a good idea. I had people Friday stopping me at the rugby for the autograph, and somebody came to my office to ask for the autograph. And when I arrived there, you know, there was a lady at the gate waiting for me.
Yes.
And she said, no. I said, no, I'm not Mr. Evans. She said, no, I know you.
Did she get you?
And then, and I saw her running after you on that, you know, she was right around the field. Well, and I had an idea in my mind that you saw this lady and you knew exactly why she was coming to you.
Well, you can ask Morgan what I did before the game.
Yeah, we arrived at the ground.
We knew there were going to be fans waiting, so and that they would catch the first fan to get me coming out the car door, and they would win it. And we wanted to go give other people a chance.
Yeah, so we ended up dropping JP at the front gate. I drove in with a Cape Rugby vehicle, which is nicely branded. And JP operated with his Segway around the field. So I think a few people came to me and asked for a photograph with me. But yeah, eventually he did get fine.
I must say, it was great fun because when I arrived with the Segway, I saw them start running to come and get the photograph. And, you know, with the Segway, because you're so mobile. And it was so great to be able to get to the fans and, you know, of the club so easily and say hello, because normally you have to walk slowly around the field. And, you know, we're all getting on. No, not you, Mr. H. But so as soon as she got to the field, I went to the other corner. And then she had to run after me. And then a few more people joined in. And as soon as they almost caught up with me, I went to the next corner. And I think by the time they got their photograph, they'd lost about 5 kilos. But it wasn't a fantastic day for everybody. And even though there was a smile on the face, we did also catch up with the losing captain and coach, Anthony Swartz and co. Let's hear what the guys from Hands Hearts had to say. Carlo, didn't go your way today.
It was a difficult day at the office, JP, but that's how it normally goes with a derby, right? Brackenfell came at us, and at times we were there, and at times we just fell apart. So it's always difficult. If you look at the score, 19-15 was very close. And okay, at times we did defend well, and then at times they just came through. So I think at the end of the day, we beat ourselves.
Well, those things happen during the season, and of course the thing is that if you get knocked down, you want to get back up.
Yeah, I mean it's only the end of the first half of the league, so it's not how hard you fall, but it's how you stand up.
Well, he had a brilliant game against Kales River the day that we were there, and of course Anthony Taylor on that day was man of the match. And it looks like you've got an enormous support of community support, and the crowds are always here. Big support once again today.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to the support that's always there. I mean, even if we lose, well, they're loyal supporters, right? I mean, like, if you look at it, the Hands Hearts, we pull a lot of crowd. So, to our supporters, I would like to say I apologize for our poor performance, but we're going to fix this. We're going to pick it up in the second round.
Well, my opinion is you've got true supporters, and those kind of supporters, they don't leave you win or lose. So well done once again, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, JP.
Anthony, let's start with you. A tight game today. You gave it all, but it didn't go your way.
Absolutely, JP. Very tight. Very competitive. Both sides went for it, but unfortunately the bounce of the ball didn't go our way. We didn't use our opportunities. Well done to Brackenfell. What they received, they used, and yeah, everything of the best for them. But we're not going to lie down now. We're going to pick it up. We're going to go back to the drawing board. We're going to fix what is wrong, and then we're going to attack the second round with lots of vigor and passion.
Yep. Peter, if you had to look at this game, strong points or weak points, and what's the way forward?
Well, JP, I think the hunger was more on Brackenfell's side. They needed this win, and I think we never pitch up. Both backs and forwards, we made basic mistakes, and which cost us the game. And we have a bye next week, and we told them now that they must pitch up on Tuesday. We start going back to the drawing boards and take it from there again.
Well, it's just a little bump in the road, and I'm sure the rest of the season is going to go well. Anthony, best of luck, and we'll be watching your performance keenly with all those Hands Hearts supporters. We can't miss you.
Thank you very much, JP. Thanks.
And Peter, to you guys as well, very best of luck. I know joint coaching is quite an interesting concept, and we're definitely watching this from a Cape Rugby TV perspective with very open eyes.
Yeah, thanks, JP. Thank you very much.
There you go, folks. That's our two superstar coaches from Hands and Hearts. And, of course, we have been watching their progress keenly, and we'll be back with you. Peter Links and Anthony Schwartz there, the coaches, doing a joint coaching job. Mr. H, have you ever come across that where there's two coaches coaching a team?
No, other than whether they are factions in the club.
Other than when they like both plan to be the coach. Morgs, have you?
Yeah, James, look, often you have what, 3 coaches. I mean, you often have a head coach.
No, but I'm not talking about where you have a front coach and a backline coach and a forwards coach and a scrumming coach. I'm talking about 2 coaches who are the coaches.
No, look, that's something new to me. Obviously, Hands and Hearts trying something different. But yeah, I mean, it's they probably each have designated roles. You know, instead of saying backs and forwards, they probably each got a specific maybe defense and attack or whatever it may be.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, as long as they work hand in hand and
well, I suppose that's what it's all about. It's about harmony, eh?
Yeah.
So it was a good win there for Brackenfell, having to really fight back. Phil Cronje and his guys there really saying that they put a lot of the time and effort into that win this week and had to bounce back. Hands and Hearts, of course, have played 9 matches now. They're sitting on 18 points on the log, so not quite away from the bottom of the league. And then, of course, Brackenfell also have played 9 and sitting on 13 points. So a little bit of work to do there. The man of the match happened to be the captain of the team as well. So we caught the captain, the coach, and the man of the match all in one go. Albert Treitzman, Phil Cronje, and John, the president of Brackenfell. Let's see what the guys had to say as they win R1,000, courtesy of Tata, for the Tata man of the match. All in one package, the whole shebang. Check it out. Phil, 'n goeie wen vir julle vandag, né? 19-15 is omtrent tyd.
Wel, ek sal sê dis baie tyd. Ons moet sê harde seisoen tot op hede vir ons. Ons gaan nie vingers wys nie. Ons weet die foute lê by ons. 3-4 games in 'n ry wat ons punte verloor het. Ek glo net in stasies van die game maak ons groot foute wat teen ons tel. Ons het hard gewerk daaraan, maar ons weet die foute lê by onsself. Ons het hard gewerk, diep binne onsself gekyk, gedelf binne onsself. Gelukkig hierdie keer het die kooi na ons kant toe geval. 'n Wen wat vir ons brood nodig is, spesiaal vir ons eerste span ons wat kliphard werk en dan 10-10 vir die klap ook. Ons het die wen baie brood nodig gehad.
So daai dinge waarvan jy nou praat, voel jy gemaklik dat julle dit vorentoe in die seisoen kan vat?
Ja, wel, om eerlikwaar met jou te wees, Goodwood laaste minuut, Collegians skop ons die bal in die paal vas, laaste minuut met 'n punt verloor, ons moes Belwel hier gewen het. Laaste 8 minute oop doellyn, ons laat val 2 balle. So ja, dis rugby en daar's niemand anders om te blameer behalwe onsself. Nou, ons kyk diep binne in onsself. En ons hoop op die einde van die draai van die seisoen dat ons hierdie bad luck verloor wat ons gehad het kan omsit in wenne.
Dis lekker Albert, was 'n lekker game vir julle, né? Brackenfell het 'n goeie victory vandag gekry, né?
Ja, ek weet nou nie wat na in die klubhuis gaan gebeur nie, maar ek dink ons gaan 'n vuur vanaand. Soos ek gesê het, ons het dit nodig gehad en alles beste van die ouens wat dit gedoen het.
En dis wat die ouens soek nou. Hulle soek daai tipe motivation en support en dis wat die basics bring.
Die ding is ons het so baie supporters hierso wat ons elke naweek support hierso dat soos ek sê die wen. Dis wat die klub maak hierdie. Dis hierdie wat ons nou gedoen het vandag die wen. En dis wat daar binne in die klub gaan gebeur.
En vul dit vir julle 'n bietjie teruggevat na die basics natuurlik om dinge reg te maak, maar dit was 'n bietjie bad luck gedurende die seisoen.
Natuurlik, ons het altyd daar, jy weet, soos op die einde het ons altyd maar gesukkel en goed om terug te kom op die basiese goed, maar vandag het ons weer teruggestaan. Ons het nou 'n man minder gehad wat nou nie so groot probleem was nie, want die ouens het begin saamtrek as 'n span en dit was vir my goed geweest.
Jong, wel, vandag is jy nie net ook die kaptein van die span nie, maar jy's ook die Tata Man of the Match en ons het vir jou R1000 en ek gaan vir julle president John Walker vra om vir jou die check oor te gee. Daar's vir jou R1000 van Tata af. John, you happy with this result, eh?
Very happy with the result. We badly need it.
R1,000, that's nice for a club rugby player to walk away with that sort of cash.
Definitely, definitely.
19-15, we've had a bit of bad luck during the season. Hopefully you can take it forward.
I think this was the turn that we needed and we waited for.
Well, John, to you and the rest of the fans at Brackenfell en Albert, luister, alles van die beste en ons sien uit hoe julle doen vir die res van die seisoen.
Ek wil nou net hê ons moet nou by my kom nou by die klub nou kom uit.
Jong, ek wil jou net verduidelik, jy kan nie die ding in 'n masjien druk nie, né? Okay. Albert Tradesman, their man of the match, and of course the captain of Brackenfell seems to be doing pretty well. Mr. H, you say he played for the Dazers squad?
Amateur team.
The amateur team.
He played with Morgan.
He's a very good player actually. He's a great centre. So yeah, I mean, surely if he keeps up the form that he's been playing, then you never know. You know, a few of the amateur guys are actually, coming through the ranks now and starting to play Stormers and that kind of thing. So hopefully we can see him back in the mix there.
One of these days he'll be in the mix there with Frans Steyn, although Frans Steyn is now cut his hair. Albert, really, that hair. Okay, we're going to have to do something about the hair. But we caught up with the world's best fan, Anthony Swartz. Dad, I hope you're watching. This one's for you. Let's see who the world's biggest fan is. What's your name?
Zunay Swartz.
And who's your dad?
Anthony Swartz, and he's the coach of Hands Hearts Rugby Club, and I'm very proud of him.
So who's your favorite rugby club?
Hands Hearts.
Always?
Yes.
And Mom?
As well.
Also?
Yes.
The whole family?
Yes.
All Hands and Hearts?
Yes.
Well, that's brilliant. Well, you make sure you keep supporting club rugby, huh?
Okay, I will.
Okay, there we go, folks. Another keen youth rugby supporter. Hands and Hearts. Looks like with fans like this, you can't lose. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. That's, of course, Anthony Swartz's daughter. Mr. H, it seems like we've got these young kids coming out now with their lines prepared for the show.
Do you think when she's bigger that her husband-to-be will have to play for Hands and Hearts?
I have no doubt. But I can tell you, before her husband-to-be plays for anybody, he's going to have to get past her father, who's a rather large man himself. Let's take a look now at the results in Premier League A and Premier League B. And once again, congratulations, of course, to Brackenfell. Scots then, well, it was a solid win for them over Langa, but pretty close still. Rangers beating Elsies Rivier 2011. In Premier League B, it was Stelkor losing to Silurians 52-5. Silvertree losing to Van der Stel 25-27. Franschhoek going down to Macassar 19-14. Milnerton, well, they went down to Laguna 12-9 over the week. In Division 1, we see Northerns beating Manenberg Rangers. Busy Bees, it was a loss for them against the Strand. Hamadeus 35-16 over Rocklands. Young Stars losing to Young Wesleys. Temperance losing to Blue Jets. All Saints 37-8 for them over Watsonia. While in Division 3, we see Strand Pioneers drawing with Whistling Wheels. That must have been a cracker of a match. Retreat 13-7 over Peninsula Clutisville, beating Perseverance 23-16. Young Ideas, it was a 2-point win for them over Masipumalele. Well, we were, of course, at Whistling Wheels last week. And the guys from Young Ideas, and I think it was Michael, their coach, was saying that they were on their way to Masiphumelele. I mean, you would remember the interview, and they were ready for Masiphumelele. It seemed like, even though they're worlds apart, Masiphumelele is in Fish Hoek and Young Ideas is all the way over in Langa.
It's a derby.
It's a derby match. Eh? Those guys were really psyched for each other. Masiphumelele, I think, has been doing fantastically well, though. Considering that they're so far away, actually. I mean, when I say far away, being in it's not actually, they're not actually in Fish Hoek. People call it Fish Hoek, but it's outside towards Ocean View. You know, people must understand that. It's not in the city centre or in the village, so to speak. I mean, they say if you throw a roof over a Fish Hoek, you've got the world's biggest old age home. Mr. H, you seem to laugh rather keenly there.
Old age homes, you know, sort of ring the bells.
All right, let's not get stuck and start talking about old age homes now. In Division 4, it was Bishop's Lavis 21-13. Thistle beating Cities in Progress 31-3. Titans losing to Khayelitsha. And the PAR region, Allendale, 22 points to 8. Well, they went down there. Peril United losing 91-6 to Vineyards. And Paarl Rangers beating Lower Paarl 13 points to 12. Morgs, how on earth do you lose 91-6?
You know, James, before you read the result, I was about to say, it's actually quite a good week of rugby, you know. A lot of the results were close. And then I see this 91-6, and you throw me a little bit of course. But I mean, yeah, look, no team likes to lose in the 50s, never mind the 90s. Yeah, a bit of homework for Peril United there. But yeah, I mean, back to, like they say, back to the drawing board, man.
Well, you know what? Can we just stop the way that we start predicting our fixtures? In other words, let's stop with the derby matches, because I would really love to film a match which is 91-6, because I know my cameraman's going to get tries. Okay? It's hard enough for poor Andrew to run all the way from one side of the field with the camera and all the way back to the other side. We've only got one camera, folks. So for those of you that haven't seen us film, we've got one camera, and from a rugby point of view, we have to anticipate the flow of the game, which way it's going to go. I'm beginning to feel like I might as well become a horse racing punter, because we generally have to predict where it's going to score. And I'm pretty sure that if we were filming Vineyards beating Peril United 91 points to 6, we would be showing you a lot of tries over the score, over the weekend. But yeah, let's of course take a look now at our Evox sponsors, who this week are throwing in a couple of extra goodies. It's, again, sports nutrition time. That's the thing that we are worried about, is that the players out there, especially now during the school holidays, then you must be putting on the weight. So this week, all you need to do is SMS the word EVOX. EVOX is, of course, the official sports nutrition supplier to the DHL Stormers and Western Province Rugby, and to you, the club rugby player. And if you're looking to get your sports nutrition supplements at a reduced rate, you, as a sponsored club rugby player, can get all the guys at EVOX. Right. But this week, we're making the prize a little bit different. We're giving something for you, and we're giving something for you that you can give to your club. All right? So this week, we're giving you a water bottle hamper, not only one, but two, that you can carry proudly onto the field. And as you can see, it is, of course, got the Western Province Rugby logo on it. It's got the Stormers logo on it and the Evox Sports Nutrition logo on it. So this is what the Stormers are using. And on top of that, we'll throw in for you your creatine monohydrate, which you need for growing up, like a big boys, big girls. This is your meal replacement. Now, in case you're one of those rugby players that likes to stay skinny and you don't want to put on any weight, all right, this meal replacement is safe enough to give to the kids or even to grandma. Okay, so if you're one of those rugby players that are on the downward spiral and you don't want to grow, then you can still win this and just give it to grandma, because grandma can also take a meal replacement. And then, of course, when grandma's finished with her run, you can give her the rapid recovery, right? So the rapid recovery is also good for grandma, and grandma after her marathon, because you're on the downward spiral, not using sports nutrition supplements, grandma or grandpa would be happy to have a rapid. Okay, take that out of your mind. Grandma and grandpa, in this case, would be running in marathons, after which they would use the rapid recovery. Okay? Mr. H, you at once, gentlemen, why are you laughing like that? Mr. H, you used the meal replacement at one stage, huh?
Yeah.
Because,
and the rapid recovery also.
You did?
Yeah.
Why? I didn't know that you used the rapid recovery.
I do a lot of exercises.
Oh yes, exercise, yeah. Morgan, you're using the meal replacement what, like 3 times a day?
Yeah, James, I'm trying to put on a bit of weight, so I'm using it 3 to 4 times a day.
But I mean, you're weighing like 95 kilos already. You want to put on more muscle?
No, look, James, I want to put a constructive weight. My big thing is just like I'm at the stage now where, you know, obviously muscle weighs heavier than fat, so I've picked up a bit of weight in terms of muscle now. So yeah, it's obviously working for me.
And of course, because you keep running and training at speed, you don't lose speed if you get bigger.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's obviously
get faster.
Yeah, there's this sort of premisconceived idea that as soon as you pick up weight, you lose pace. That's not the case. It's constructive weight, so like we say, muscle. You know.
I mean, you can only get faster.
Yeah, I mean, look, at 25 years old, I think I'm on an upward curve. I'm
Listen,
not
at
going
25
slow
years'
just
time,
yet.
in 4 years' time, I'm sure there's going to be a new Springbok coach, and you'll be back in the mix.
Yeah. You never know. If I use the correct Evox supplements, I will look a little.
You'll get back in we'll get you back in that Springbok squad. That's for sure. Let's take a look at last week's winner. Of course, it was sent in over the weekend last week. Congratulations to Yandisi winning the Evox hamper. Yandisa Makama at least wins the Evox hamper. All you need to do is SMS the word EVOX Evox to 33280. And you will win for yourself the Evox hamper plus 24 water bottles courtesy of Evox that you can hand over to your club. And I know that your club need these water bottles. Time for us to take an ad break. When we come back, we'll catch up with the rest of the logs and take a look at who's standing where in the log situation. It's getting threateningly dangerous now. We're halfway through the season. Back in a moment. Hello, welcome back, folks. Let's take a quick look. By the way, we are on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. For those of you that are watching us globally, in other words, overseas, outside of the borders, or outside of Cape Town on the internet, hello and welcome to you. We love the fact that you are out there. We know that there are folks watching us in Australia, England, Dubai. Where else? We picked up a few over the week, people saying hello out of different...
I think Australia, someone was live streaming from Australia.
People are watching Australia. You've had a few international...
Yes, there's lots of people. You're quite surprised to find out somebody sends you something and say, oh, we watched this, and why did you say this?
Do people still stop you in the shopping centre?
Yesterday, somebody walked past me and said, "Hi, here, this was Mr. H."
I tell you, my favourite shopping centre of all the places has to be Kenilworth Centre.
Yeah, no.
Kenilworth Centre on a Saturday morning, because I know for a fact I'm going to bump into Sissel later. He's like the mayor of KC, I tell you. Sissel, if you and the boys are out there, hello and welcome. We're glad we hope you're watching. Of course, Ozzy Jacobs and Cecil and the guys doing such a great job at City Park. We're going to talk about City Park in a minute. Of course, they're holding the VUCA tournament on that side. Let's take a look now at some of the logs. We'll start off with Super League A and then move on to Super League B. But yes, in Super League A, Durban is still sitting firmly on the top. It's going to be a tough one for them this week. They take on the 8th placed False Bay. That's going to be a cracker of a match. And of course, Villagers take on Hamiltons. Mr. H, Villagers, Hamiltons, they say this is like one of the biggest derby matches between apparently two of the oldest clubs on the planet. Well, the oldest according to your certain record history books, or is that for fact?
No, it's fact.
It's a fact?
Fact.
Undisputable.
Undisputable.
Okay, all right. So Villagers Hamilton's going to be a big one this year. Hopefully they'll have more fans than last year, because last year we went to watch this derby match, and of course we went to Brookside and there were not a lot of people there. Let's take a look now at the leagues in Super League B. Super League B's logs. There you see it. Helderberg are on the top with Belleville in second place on 32 points, as is NNK. In Premier League A, it's UWC and Kraaifontein. Kraaifontein are chasing UWC. UWC with their new Springbok coach, Peter de Villiers, certainly, or at least not quite the Springbok coach anymore, but coaching now at UWC shortly, as soon as he's finished his book tour. Mr. H, you think he's going to make a difference at UWC?
He should.
He should.
Yeah, he was a Springbok coach, so he should.
But as you saw, even as the Springbok coach, politicians and administrators can make your life difficult.
Yeah, well,
I mean, come on, Peter didn't have the easiest time while he was there.
No, definitely not. And I don't think at UWC will also have. But, I hope that they know what they took on when they took Peter on. He can be very difficult.
Can be tough, eh?
Yeah, and he's...
Well, I truly believe that UWC has got all the potential in the world.
Oh, yes, of course.
I know that they've got bursaries for youngsters, so they can compete with the other universities out there. Spoke to some guys over the weekend, and they are looking for the under-20s to come and play at UWC, get those bursaries, and at the same time further your education. And why not get the likes of UWC up to compete with the likes of Marties and Stellenbosch University? But do not sacrifice the development process just for winning.
Yeah.
I think
that is where they must have a clear-cut policy. There's no sense in taking 10 players from existing clubs to play varsity cup, and then after the varsity cup they leave and go back to their own clubs, and then the rugby dies at UWC.
Yeah.
So now it seems that they have, they've sort of done the right thing.
Yeah.
They're on top.
You won the World Cup with Peter de Villiers.
No, we actually lost in the final, Japes, to France in that year. But what I was going to say was, Japes, is that what I think Peter will do very well for UWC is that Peter's got an unbelievable eye for talent. I mean, if you look at the teams, just the under-21 teams, you never mind the Springboks.
Peter, pick you.
Yeah. That's right.
There we go.
Yeah, that's exactly why he's got a good eye for talent.
I'm just thinking, he missed me completely.
No, but I mean, look, if you look at the sort of, the players that have come through that Peter has picked, then he's definitely got a good eye for talent. So
I know. Look at Earl Rose. I mean, he's out there now. He's really making a humdinger of things at Solarians.
Yeah, he's winning.
But he didn't pick Earl Rose. Earl was in the mix before Peter.
No, I think it was Peter that picked him. Him and Ish, I think they picked him.
Ishmael Dolly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look,
another player that's doing a sterling job at Milnerton.
Yes, that's right. He's
Unimil. Yeah. But you say he's got a good eye for talent.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, he really has. I mean, if you look at the players that have come through sort of under Peter's coaching, and then also just his pure coaching ability. I mean, I've worked underneath him. Yeah. And I mean, I've learned a lot, a hell of a lot, sort of working underneath him. So, yeah, the guys at UWC are definitely going to benefit.
Right, well, let's take a look at the rest of the leagues now. Still at the bottom of Premier League is Elsies and Young Peoples. They're going to have to work. In Premier League, let's look at the top two and the top bottom. Solarians and Macassar are in the top two of Premier League B. At the bottom, it's Lagunia and Stelkor. They're all going to have to work. Two of these teams are going to go up, and two of these teams are going to go down in each league. Manenberg Rangers and Strand are 1 and 2 in Division 1. Silverleaf and Young Stars are right down at the bottom of Division 1, while in Division 2, Violets and Atlantis are level pegging in first and second place, while Watsonia and Temperates are lingering at the bottom of Division 2. In Division 3, Masiphumelele and Young Ideas, as we said, those two teams are gunning for each other, but 2 will go up and 2 will go down. And at the bottom, it's Perseverance and Young Brothers. So quite a bit of work to do there for Perseverance and Young Brothers. While in Division 4, at the top, it's Iminkawi and Khayelitsha, and Cities in Progress are at the bottom, together with at least I think is it City in Progress? There's 8 teams in that league. Yeah, so Cities in Progress and Delft are right down at the bottom there. While in the Paarl region, Lower Paarl and Village. But Mr. H, there's no even if Lower Paarl were to win this, they can't get promoted into Division 4 because they have to stay in that region. Yeah. But they'll have the pride of the victory. Yeah. All right. Right, folks, it's time for us now to take a look at the I Love Western Province Club Rugby campaign. We did get a tweet in, Morgs, from? Question on Rangers.
Yes, yeah, just how can they find out who their club champs are?
All right.
Someone at Rangers wants to know how did they find out who their club champs are. It's Fabian Philander.
Fabian Philander, and I know there's a few other people asking those questions. If you have any queries, go and check out the Facebook site, www.facebook.com/I Love WP Club Rugby. We'll come back to that in a moment. This is the I Love Western Province Club Rugby campaign brought to you by Vodacom. Scottsdene is in first place on 210 points, Rocklands is on 155, Solarians on 107, Northerns is on 105, and in fifth place, Whistling Wheels comes in at 82 points. These are the prizes that you can win: 50 water bottles for only 500 points, 1,000 points gets you 25 kit bags branded with your logo on it. 2,000 points gets you 25 club-specific branded rain jackets. And 4,000 points gets you a set of 22 sublimated rugby jerseys. Remember, your first team might have a set of jerseys, but what about your second team? They need kit as well, and all you need to do is enter the I Love Western Province Club Rugby campaign and put yourself in the mix to win some of those great prizes. Let's quickly take a look and see how it is that you can earn points for your club. To get 2 points, all you need to do is upload pictures or video clips of your club to ilovewpclubrugby.co.za. 5 points, SMS the name of your club to 32715 to register as a supporter. If you MMS a picture or a video clip of your club to 082 008 0196, you will win 5 points. Register for M-Pesa will get you 20 points, and if you switch to red, port your number to Vodacom, you will win 50 points. Let's take a look at some of the pictures that came in courtesy of the fans this week. Well, we had some great shots. Here's a great picture of Hamlet's Rugby Club in action. Allendale's club champ is, of course, enjoying the game, and there you can see him with his laptop as he sits on the side of the field enjoying the Twitter account. The legendary Earl Rose is in action for Solarians, and the kids from Violets are certainly doing their part to support their club and the I Love Western Province Club Rugby campaign. Remember, for more information, just visit www.ilovewpclubrugby.co.za. And congratulations to Nabila Ajam for winning the 4 stand tickets to the Stormers vs Lions match. This is the I Love Western Province Club Rugby campaign brought to you by Vodacom. It's the VUCA Mega Tournament fixtures broadcast every Thursday at 9 o'clock. Folks, you'll be happy to know that youth rugby is taking off. The VUCA Tournament is currently running at City Park. These are the fixtures. The Cobras take on the Mustangs, the Chiefs take on the Hurricanes, the Cape Storms and the Hungry Lions, the Falcons and the Stallions, the Gladiators and the Highlanders and the Crusaders, and the Predators. Mr. H, this is all happening at City Park, and the guys from VUCA and Legends are doing quite a lekker job there.
Yeah, it sounds like a Super 15.
Well, I tell you, Morgan and I were out there on Saturday morning, and there were 100, 200 kids ready to play rugby at 8 o'clock in the morning, all dressed up in their gear. These are all kids, obviously, who don't have jerseys and are given jerseys by the VUCA guys, because I think that they come from schools that don't have fields.
Yeah, no, Dale Santon and those guys are doing a wonderful job in getting them to play regularly, equipping them with kit, and also making sure that their coaches and their people go through the book smart and all those things. You know. Well, so it's a wonderful idea.
And it has been going well. Morgan, what did you think?
Yeah, James, I mean, I was really impressed with the quality of rugby, actually. I mean, I was there today and then on Saturday as well. Yeah. And the quality of rugby has been really good. I mean, the guys, you know, are throwing the ball around and some good tries. So, yeah, I would encourage people to watch tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. I think they'll see some good rugby.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Tomorrow night at 9 o'clock starts the VUCA tournament. Over the next 3 weeks, you'll be able to watch VUCA rugby. Those are all the kids from the communities playing. And you'll be able to catch up with all the interviews. Starts off tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, so make sure you're glued to your screen. So if you haven't had enough rugby tonight, you've got more rugby tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. And of course, tonight, it is once again your opportunity to win for yourself a Mesa. What are we giving away tonight? A Mesa Express tablet. The Mesa guys have been so fantastic in terms of supporting of the show. I know we gave away the plasma screen last week. Last week we gave away the netbook, in fact, not the plasma, but the week before that, a plasma screen courtesy of Mesa. Now, last week's winner was Leroy van Rensburg, wins that W2110CUQ netbook. Congratulations, Leroy. That will be on its way to you shortly, now that you know that you are the prize winner. And this week's grand prize, if you want to SMS the word Mesa, which is, of course, the official IT supplier to the DHL Stormers and Western Province Rugby, SMS the name Mesa to 33280 and you can win that Express Slate Tablet PC. Congratulations once again to Leroy van Rensburg, who wins that netbook. So stay tuned to Cape Rugby every Wednesday as Mesa keeps supporting Cape Rugby, and we look forward to giving you those prizes. What great prizes! I mean, how many TV shows do you see that gives away so much computer equipment, so many prizes, so many gifts out there. I mean, I don't see people giving away the plasma screens and the computers and et cetera, et cetera. We had a question in from the guys from Rangers. Oh, that was on the club champs, and then a question on Carla from Brackenfell wants to know how long to get your password as an administrator.
Yes, that's right. To update, they want to update their club details. How long do they get to get their password?
Right. So if you are one of the folks that are about to start the administration on your club site, those passwords and usernames can be obtained either through Faisal Felton or on the website, but it does take a couple of days because before you get authorized to do it, we have to check with your president and your chairman, Mr. H.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't just obviously hand out a username and password.
Yeah. No,
all right, let's take a look at the fan picks now. The fan picks that came in the week. First fan pick came in from David Moses. David always sending in such great fan picks. And this is the Scots Dean under-20 team. And look at them in their new kit. Don't they look fantastic?
Supplied by the union.
Supplied by the union. Well, tell me more, Mr. H. So what do you mean supplied by the union?
If you're under-20 team, we provide you with jerseys and stuff.
Hang on, this is new to me. Under-20 teams get supplied kit by the union?
Yes.
I thought the union does nothing for club rugby.
Oh.
Well,
that's fine.
We'll call that the union on the spot section. That's your union on the spot section. So, yeah, congratulations. And, of course, our next fan pick then coming in from Anselin April, who certainly is starting to make a keen photographer. Anselin taking a great picture here of Abu Bakr Francis, who's carrying the ball there with Desmond James trying to make the tackle. That was in the match, Rangers against Elsie's. So, once again, thanks to Anselin. Let's take a look at one of the events that are coming up over the weekend. Northern's Rugby Football Club presents a jazz evening at Ravensmead High School, at the high school hall at least, in Ulswater Road in Ravensmead. It's R25 to get in there, and of course they're raising funds for their Ashton tour. Right, so that's for Northerns, a jazz evening on the 30th of June, all right, at 7:30 p.m. So get down there. Remember, folks, if you are sending in those club rugby notifications, it needs to be related to the field. In other words, the match that you are busy promoting and the activity that you plan on having at the field. You can't send us commercial messages about making money out there at private gigs and things like that. It's got to be either fundraising for your club or about the event on match day. All right, we need you to make an effort on match day, and we'll give you the TV time to cover that. And if you are busy with a fun run or something like that, Mr. H, we encourage this, right? You've got TV time to give away to the clubs, and you want them to take advantage of that.
Of course, they must do that. You know, I'm quite surprised that we don't get more of those, because every week somebody is having something. If they're not doing it, then obviously the administration is not working to raise funds.
Yeah.
I mean, on Friday night you MC at a La-di-da function for media.
Yes, yeah.
So.
And you're, of course, the La-di-da.
No, I'm nothing.
Aren't you
the keynote speaker is...
Yes, I'm the MC, you're the La-di-da, and Tim Noakes is the guest speaker.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. I like the way that you put me into the MC category and you're the La-di-da. Right, Leisure Hotels is, of course, one of our keen sponsors as well here on the Cape Rugby TV show. Leisure Hotels, if you're, incidentally, if you are internationally based, if you're watching online right now and you want to come to Western Province Rugby and play against any of the clubs down here, get hold of Faisal Felton at the Union. He'll hook you up with a club to play here. And Leisure Hotels is the perfect place to go and stay. 33280, send the word leisure right now, and you can win yourself a night's accommodation and bread and breakfast at the Strand Towers. Last week's winner was Franklin Roman. Congratulations, Franklin. You win yourself a night's accommodation, bed and breakfast at the Strand Towers. So, yes, in the mix there is Franklin Roman, and all he did was SMS the word leisure to 33280. It's as easy as that. It's time for us to take an ad break. And when we take a look at or at least when we come back, we'll take a look at the fixtures for this weekend. And, of course, Super Brew and Color Tone. Those are in the mix in a sec. Welcome back, folks. Of course, you want to know where we are going this weekend. We are going to go and watch False Bay tackle Durban. Those are two of the top teams in Super League A. We've covered Premier Leagues. We've covered divisions. We've covered all the teams out there. It is time for us to take a look at one of the Super League A teams, and why not False Bay against Durban? It's going to be a cracker of a match, playing at Herbstein, which is, of course, home ground for False Bay.
That's right.
You expect that to be a tough match, Mr. H?
Yes, I think, you know, the Durban would be too strong. but then Falls Bay, they know that they must get some points out of this game.
Yeah.
To stay ahead of the bottom two.
Well, False Bay are going to have to work hard, but there's no reason that they can't do it. They certainly seem to have the right type of gears. Yeah.
One will never forget that they beat club champions and league champions 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they beat Hamilton in the opening game.
Yes,
then went on
yeah.
to win.
Yeah.
So Durbell is in that same position now. That they top of the log and they're coming to play against Falls Bay.
Yeah, no, it's never easy. It's never easy going down to Herbstan there. I know that the False Bay fans often come out in their droves and push their boys on. So yeah, it's going to be.
Well, one of the teams, they're one of the few teams that are doing it without money and have done it on the basis of crowd support.
Yeah.
They're well structured, well organized. I mean, John Harris and those guys have been pushing out newsletters ad nauseum for a long time now, and that's how you do it. You bring in the support. They tried the commercial route for a while, and then they walked away from that and they said, "Listen, let's just do this. Let's just do this with plain and simple, old-fashioned, good old crowd support." And I think that's fantastic. Folks, you would notice tonight we're working on the iPad. All right, we're trying to be all fancy, la-di-da. No, in actual fact, the laptop had to be shifted. We don't need to do all the, those cutting squares where they point and the thing like this and it slides on the screen with an arrow, and I don't know what they do on those shows. Color Tone is, of course, one of our keen sponsors here on Cape Rugby TV. You want to win yourself a hamper for a Color Tone hamper. For your club, all you need to do is SMS the word Color Tone to 33280, COLORTONE. It's White Line Fever. Color Tone is, of course, available for you to buy at a store near you. Any of those Color Tone hampers. And over the weekend, of course, I think Brackenfell and Hands and Hearts could have done well with some more white line markers. The winner this week is Scottsdene. Congratulations, Scottsdene. Oh, Scottsdene just keeps winning prizes. Brilliant stuff. Gerald Brock and the boys. Color Tone. SMS the word Color Tone in your club's name to 33280. That's all you need to do. Congratulations then once again to the guys from Scottsdene. Let's take a quick look now at the Super 15 fixtures coming up this weekend. It's pretty simple. The Highlanders take on the Chiefs in Dunedin. The Rebels take on the Reds in Melbourne. It's the Crusaders and the Hurricanes in Christchurch. The Force and the Brumbies in Perth. The Bulls take on the Cheetahs in Pretoria, and the Stormers take on the Lions at Newlands. Yeah, the team announced then over the weekend to take on the Lions at Newlands is Joe Peterson, Gio Aplon, Jean de Jong. These are our teams for the Super 15 squad. Jean de Villiers is back, and he's captaining the side as he should be. Gerard van der Heer for Peter Grant, Devil Devenacher, Sio Khaleesi. Hello, Sio, welcome back. There's a spot for you in the team. Congratulations, my man. Don Armand makes it back on the flank. Tyrone Holmes. Andries Becker, Tion Liebenberg, Brock Harris is in the mix there together with Quinn Roo. Jeb Sinclair, g'day mate, how you doing? Oh, that's my Australian accent. I can't do a Canadian accent. Louis Schroeder, Burton Francis, and Brian Abanner. I see Brian on the bench. Of course, they're having a bit of a rest. Kickoff is at 5 o'clock. Right, folks, it's time for us to take a look at those Super Brew predictions. Mr. H, I see, let's quickly look at the rankings there, the Super Brew rankings. If we can flip over to that slide now, the Super Brew slide, and you'll see at the top is Will Vilke. Mr. H is lying in 7th place there. Right, let's quickly do those predictions. Mr. H, you are so keen to be getting into Super Brew now that you're constantly staying there in the top rank. Right, let's do this quickly. Morgs, Highlanders and Chiefs.
Chiefs by 9.
Mr. H?
Chiefs by 4.
I'll go Chiefs by 8. The Rebels and the Reds.
Reds 15.
Reds 9.
Reds 7 from me. Crusaders and Hurricanes.
Crusaders 10.
Crusaders 12.
Crusaders by 6. Force and the Brumbies.
Brumbies 12, James.
Sage?
Brumbies 10.
Brumbies 10. I'm going to go for the Force by 6.
I
know. When I put in that prediction, the computer said to me, "Are you sure you want to make that?" The Bulls take on the Cheetahs, Morgs.
Bulls by 5.
Sage?
7. Bulls.
7. And, of course, the big match over the weekend, the Stormers take on the Lions. I'm going to go Bulls by 14.
Oh, lovely.
And the Stormers and the Lions, Morgs?
Stormers by 12.
Stormers by 12.
Stormers 13.
That's
I was going to say 30.
50.
But I changed my mind.
Well, I will follow Morgs on this one, and I will go Stormers by 12. We've got 1 minute left to close before the show, and I'm looking forward to a cracker of a match. We're looking forward to False Bay and Durban.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one down at Herbstan, James.
Should we take the off-road Segway with us?
Yeah, I reckon the Segway will be there. It's a pity the field's not as bumpy as I would like.
Mr. H will let you off the hook this week, and you don't have to do any autograph signing.
Around, yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's good.
But so far things are going well for the TV show. The folks seem to be they are in fact sending in the publicity. They just have to be careful that it's not too commercial.
Just quickly to say about the madness of rugby support. By today, they'd sold 35,000 tickets for Saturday's game at Newlands.
Yeah.
So it might be sold out.
Unbelievable. Remember, folks, once again, if you want to win that Evox hamper for your club and for yourself, 33280, send the word Evox. You can win 2 of these hampers, and of course, the personal product hamper, which is your recovery product, your meal replacement, and your creatine. All right, 33280, and then you can give this to your team that you're playing for. All right, so that goes to the team, and the products go to you yourself. Please follow us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. Upload your photographs. Send us any pictures, videos. And don't forget, Saturdays is back channel time on Twitter. We want to see your scores. All you need to do is, in your tweet, add the hashtag #WP Club Rugby so we can all see what is going on. Morgs, have a great sporting weekend.
Thanks, chaps. You too.
Mr. H, ek sien vir jou by False Bay en op Nieuweland Saterdag.
Thank you, sir.
The rest of the folks out there, have a great sporting weekend. And please, folks, stay safe. It is cold. Stay warm as well. See you guys next week. Same time, same place. Do not forget VUCA Rugby tomorrow night at 9. Bye-bye.
Why our senses really evolved, to keep us safe, to allow us to live. Really, when we think of our senses, or when we think of the loss of a sense, we really think about something more like this.